Hello, beautiful people. I am here today because I am going to show you how I refresh my curls when it looks like this. So, this is how I woke up this morning. I put my hair in a bun before I went to bed last night. It's frizzy. I need to get ready for work. And I want to wear my hair curly today because I wear my hair curly every day. So, I wash my hair like twice a week, and I don't like to wash it more than that because it dries it out a lot. So this is going to be an easy way for you to be able to refresh your curls without drying it out by washing it and wetting it down like all the time. And we're still going to wet it down a little bit, but I mean like getting in the shower, having to wash it, condition it, do all that stuff over again is going to help us protect our hair a little bit. So I'm going to start out, took it down, look a little crazy. That's okay. It's going to get fixed. So, I just like to kind of split it into two sections. I clip the top away from the sides. So I'll just clip that up right there. If I'm looking over this way, it's because I have my mirror right here, but I'm trying to talk to you guys too, so that's why. Okay, so then I have my water bottle, and in my water bottle I do have a little bit of conditioner just so, you know, it kind of starts the detangling process a little bit, because the underneath of my hair tends to get the most tangled because, you know, when you're sleeping and everything, it's rubbing up against your pillow. I try to sleep with like a bonnet on sometimes or like a silk pillowcase, but that's not always the case. So this helps. So I just like to spray my hair down with the water, and I'll usually, like, when I take this section and this section, then I'll split both sections into another two sections, so I know that I'm working with, you know, section sizes that I can control and I can get all my product on and all that. So you can use your hairbrush to detangle. I like to use my fingers to detangle just because I feel like it kind of doesn't disrupt my curl pattern as much. So after I get it sprayed down to where I want it to be, I get it pretty wet. I mean, it's not like dripping, but it's wet enough to where I can put my products on there. They'll be dispersed well. I can work them through well, and it's going to kind of refresh my curls. So then I'll take a little bit. I use my Redken Extreme Bleach Recovery leave-in conditioner because I have blonde highlights and my hair is dry, so I like to keep it moisturized. So then I'll just work that through on a section, and like I'll use my fingers to detangle it. So I start with that, and then I go in with, because my hair takes forever to dry, and after I'm done doing this, I'm gonna diffuse it. So to speed that up a little bit, or if I wasn't going to diffuse it, this works too. I use my Kenra Air Dry Cream, and I like this because it does have a little bit of hold to it as well. It's like the higher the number, the higher the hold, so it's a 6, so it's not too much, but it's just enough to kind of help a little bit. So I use about that much for this little section, and again, just work it through. And then I'll start to kind of scrunch the products in a little bit. And then, you do get a little bit of hair on you. Then, I'll go in with my Redken Curvaceous Ringlet Shape Perfecting Lotion. It's like a curl cream. I love this. I recommend this to all of my clients because it doesn't make your hair crunchy. And I know that a lot of curly girls do not like the crunch. There's a couple people who do, and that's fine, to each their own, but I like to use this because it's not going to make my hair super crunchy. So then, and like your section sizes don't have to be perfect, you just want to make sure that you're sectioning it in a way where it's like you can control how much product you're putting on, making sure it gets dispersed evenly, and you know, you're able to work with it well, because you don't want to have, like, you know, this section's like, you know, saturated with product and water, and then you have like this section that has like some dry patches throughout it and all that, because then your curl pattern and your curls aren't going to look as full and as healthy as they can. So I'm going to do it over again. I'm going to spray it down with my water with a little bit of conditioner in there. When I like on my wash days when I do shampoo my hair, I go between the All Soft Mega Shampoo and Conditioner, or I go with the Redken Extreme Bleach Recovery shampoo and lamellar treatment, because I really like to make sure that I'm keeping my hair as healthy as possible. So again, we're gonna go in with our Extreme Bleach Recovery leave-in conditioner, using about that much. Put that in. I'll work it through first, and then I just go in with my fingers. I'll show you with the brush on this section. So I like to, if you use the brush, you're gonna wanna kind of brush it through a little bit. And you could use like a Denman brush or a wide tooth comb as well. I just like to use my wet brush. So you can, you know, comb that through, make sure there's no tangles. Okay. And then you can kind of shake the curls out a little bit so they're not like super straight, and scrunch the product in again. And then we'll follow up with the air dry cream again. This just helps cut down the drying time, and it'll help it dry with less frizz and kind of have some more shape to it. So a lot of, like, if you have like wavy hair, my curls are pretty tight. If you have wavy hair, you could really go in with like the leave-in conditioner and then the air dry cream. And then I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take about 2 pumps of my ringlet, rub that in, and comb it through. So you can comb it through, or you could also use like the praying hands method, because that's also going to make it so, you know, you get lots of saturation. And then I'll use, sometimes I have a microfiber towel I can use, I have a t-shirt I can use, or just a regular towel. Regular towels have more friction, will cause more friction, so that way, and then you're gonna have more frizz. So I try to recommend using a t-shirt or a microfiber towel if you're gonna kind of scrunch the products in more with that. Then I'll bring this down. I like to section it from my part, and I part on the side about right there. Again, you'll look a little crazy, but that's okay, because by the time this is done, we're gonna look better than ever. So I'm gonna clip it up again. And this is pretty much just the same process. So I'll probably speed through this section. So yeah, just working the water through, making sure everything's saturated. And we have, I mean, there's a lot of different products you could use for this. I mean, any leave-in conditioner that you have, a lot of people love, it's a 10. I personally like this one because it's a little bit thicker, and I have thick hair, so it kind of penetrates better. The air dry cream is optional. I just like it because it's a time saver, and you know, I'm always running around, going around, doing a bunch of stuff, you know, working and running errands, always got something to do. So, but like you can already see, like just that little bit of water in the leave-in, like you can already see like my curls like coming back to life after, you know, sleeping all crazy. So, and having it up in a ponytail and all of that. Air dry cream. And if you guys are interested in these products, we do have them for sale at the hair station. You can pop in and see us, or we do have an online store. You just have to go to elkridgehairstation.com and you can look at all of the products that we have to offer there. We have descriptions, how to use, all that kind of stuff, and purchase them and come pick them up right from the salon. So these are just a few of my favorites, but it's my routine, it's what I use. So I think I'm gonna brush through this section again because Then I did it on the side underneath. Then like after I dry it, you can kind of see the difference between brushing it through and using just like your fingers to comb it through to not disrupt the curl pattern as much. And when I diffuse it, I'm gonna, I'll show you how I diffuse it. I'm not gonna diffuse it on camera, but I will bring like my blow dryer in here and like after it's done and show you how I usually do it. Just because that's like a big question that I get a lot is, you know, how do you diffuse your hair? Why would you diffuse your hair? What is the diffuser? So I think it's important because especially like in the wintertime, you don't want to go out with wet hair. You want your style to be finished when you leave the house. You don't want to have to wait for your hair to air dry and then for it to, then you have to like pick it through or zhuzh it a little bit. So you kind of want it all to be done. So that's why I've really enjoyed, diffusing my hair lately. In the summertime, I'm more for the air drying and everything, but I also have the kind of haircut. I have a lot of layers and I like my hair to be nice and big. So diffusing it also helps me to get the height and the volume that I want as well. So I'm gonna go diffuse my hair, then I'm gonna come back, show you the finishing touches that I like to put on my hair, and then show you how I diffuse it when I dry it. And yeah, so I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. So as you can see, my hair is dried. I haven't like fluffed it out the way that I usually like to yet, so I figured I would show you guys how I do that and the products that I use to do it. So I am going to use a dry texture spray and then some oil to finish it off. So in total, that's about 5 products that I use in my hair, which is usually about right, even when I'm doing it like fresh, like after I wash it and stuff. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this Lanza healing oil. I do about like a pump and a half in my hands because it is kind of heavy. And then I'll just work it from the ends up, and then just kind of take my fingers and go in. You can use a pick for this. I personally like to use just my hands. And then I'll go back through and scrunch it again. Sometimes I'll flip my head over and then I'll do it on this side. I have more volume on my right side because that's where my part is, and I just have like more hair and more layering over there. So to kind of adjust that after I've, you know, zhuzhed it out enough to where I like it and I'm happy with it, I'll then take my dry texture spray. Any dry texture spray works. I personally prefer the Redken Triple Dry 15 because it's not super heavy, but it gets the job done. But right now I have been trying out the Sexy Hair Big Fun Razor. I like it. It's just like gives too much grip to my hair sometimes. I don't like that feeling, but I like how it's working in my hair. So I'll just pick up sections and kind of spray at my root. And what a dry texture spray does, for anybody who doesn't know, is it kind of takes that slickness away from your hair, so your hair has some more grip to it. So it holds a style better and shows off more of the texture that you have going on. So I like to do this because, like I said, the bigger the hair, the happier I am. I like my hair to be nice and big. So I'll just spray this and kind of, you know, push up into my roots a little bit to give it some more height. I'll also hit like in the back right here, so then I have some height back there. And then kind of just massage it in, scrunch it up a little bit more, and then there you go. You can kind of see, this is the section I brushed a little bit. Kind of see like it didn't curl up as much. But as the day goes on, it might curl up a little bit more because it's still a little bit damp. I usually dry about 95% of the way and then let it dry, like air dry the rest of the way. Just because I feel like I get better results with my curls like that. So yeah, what you want to remember too is the more you touch your hair, the frizzier it's going to get. So when your hair is dry like this, you can touch it more because kind of has already set and all that. But if your hair is wet and you're like 100% wet like it was before I went to diffuse it, and you're running your hands through it, and you're pushing it out of your face and doing all this, that's going to cause a lot of frizz. And that's like the biggest concern that I get from a lot of people, is how frizzy their hair is. So there's little tips like that that you can use to not have as much frizz in your hair. So the last thing I want to show you is how I diffuse my hair. So I have my blow dryer right here. The diffuser is this little attachment. Sure, it comes with most blow dryers. You can purchase it if not. And then you just pop it on. I like to do low speed, high heat. I start to diffuse my hair. I'll go through, it's obviously it'll be plugged in and on. And I'll kind of just like circular motions around my hair like this to kind of start the process of it drying without disrupting the curls too much right away. And then as I'm doing that, then I'll kind of flip my head this way and I'll do it like this, and then I'll start to kind of hold it and kind of get into my hair a little bit more, kind of hit the roots and push the curls up a little bit more. And then I'll do the same thing on this side and I'll kind of just diffuse it like that. And then once I'm almost done diffusing it, like when I know I'm like, okay, I'm almost like 95% of the way there, I'll flip my head over, and then my blow dryer will be like this, and I'll like scrunch it like this with the blow dryer. Make sure you get the back of your head, because like that is where it's like hardest to reach. You want to make sure that dries as well. But yeah, so those are my tips. That's how I refresh my hair. That's how I get my curls to look like this, even if it's not a wash day. So yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. You can hit up the Hair Stations page. You can follow me on Instagram at Corey Elizabeth Hair. I also have Corey Elizabeth Hair Facebook page, whatever you want to do. And thanks for watching.